Hi guys, I'm back as promised. If you've never tuned in before, hello, my name is Colt and I am a romance author. It has been about a year since my last video. I know, it's horrible. I'm really sorry you guys. I just had a crazy publishing schedule. If you follow me, you know I've been writing longer books and that means longer editing. And I just ran out of time, and unfortunately the channel got really neglected, but I promised myself that I would get back to it because I really enjoyed doing it. Also, it is going to help me stay on track with my reading. I've been doing this for 6 years and I kept finding that the longer I wrote, the less I read. And that's a tragedy. So we're going to turn that tragedy into a triumph, and I'm getting back to my reading roots, which is why I'm starting out with a library haul. Readers know it can get super expensive to follow all these series and find new reads, which is why I wanted to highlight all the things that are available at your local library you may not know about. I have a wonderful library. They have a great selection of not just books, audio books, CDs. Their online collection is amazing. They even have a graphics and magazine section. I'm really lucky to have them. So let's start off with what my haul was for this month. First of all, if you've never seen this is a playaway. It is amazing. It has basically an MP3 player with a book on it. You just plug in your headphones, it takes one AAA battery, and you are good to go. These are perfect. You can squeeze in anything if you're doing it on exercise, or if you're going for a walk, if you're running errands, if you're in the house. I highly recommend these. This is a YA that caught my attention because the subject was so interesting. It is called Hidden by Helen Frost. When Rin and Dara meet at age 14, they recognize each other instantly, though they've never actually seen each other. It has been 6 years since something happened that affected both of them profoundly. Dara's father stole a car and drove it home, not knowing that Rin was hidden in the back. Dara was the only one who guessed that Rin stayed hidden in their locked garage. For Rin, hungry, thirsty, trapped, and terrified, the hours dragged on as she searched for a way out. Now in a cabin 8 at Camp Oakwood, each girl knows the other's most private secret, and neither of them wants to talk about what happened. For the most part, they manage to avoid each other, until their life-saving teacher introduces a game called Drown Last, and Rin and Dara meet underwater in an intense encounter that leaves them both gasping for air and answers when they surface. Using a different poetic structure for each voice, Helen Frost reveals what is hidden in this poignant, multi-layered story of friendship and forgiveness. I know, it's deep, right? Cannot wait to listen to this. And the time on this is 2 hours and 25 minutes. I mean, so that's perfect. You could listen to it easily in a couple days, just popping it in when you're doing some kind of chores or you just have some downtime. For me, this is going to make laundry a lot more enjoyable. Then I went with the classic, Sense and Sensibility. I went with this because I'm ashamed to say that I have not read all of Jane Austen's books. So this is my mission for the summer, to go back into the classics. Let's see what the blurb says for those of you who have never read it. Sense and Sensibility is one of the best loved of Jane Austen novels, populated by great comic creations like Miss Jennings, the unscrupulous Cad Willoughby, and guileless and artful women. As ever, Austen suffuses her work with great ironic observation and tremendous wit, producing a masterpiece of romantic entanglement that time and a very different set of mores cannot diminish. Haunted love. Romance is undeniably otherworldly, heart-racing, breath-quickening, senses ablaze. It's all a part of what makes love so frighteningly grand. As the French writer Francois de la Rochefoucauld, I know I murdered that, I'm sorry sir, said 4 centuries ago, it is with true love as it is with ghosts. Everyone talks about it, but few have seen it. So this is actually a nonfiction book. It features different hauntings around the United States. I am totally into that. That interests me so much. So when I saw this, I had to get it. Here's another young adult. It is Shadow Shaper. You guys know that I have a huge goal to help diversify romance specifically, but writing in general. And this is the Own Voices, written by a Latino male, and it features so many characters who are people of color, and I love that. It had so much culture in it. I highly recommend it. I'll be doing a review for this one. So, I love it when you go to read a blurb and the library code covers it. Oh man. So basically, this is about Sierra Santiago, who is a teen living in New York, and she discovers that she has a power that has been handed down from her, and that there is a world within a world going on that she didn't know about. What's really unique about this is that the paintings come to life. So that in itself is just completely unique. I will definitely be doing a review on this, so I'll go more in depth then. This is exactly what it looks like. Zombies versus Unicorns. It is another young adult book, and it is a collection of short stories. The cover interested me. I mean, it's beautiful. Look at the illustrations. It's gorgeous. And I mean, something called Zombies versus Unicorns. How can I not pick it up? The Devil's Engine, Hellfighters Book 2. So I stumbled across The Devil's Engine Hellraisers, which was book 1. Read the thing in 2 days. I had a book hangover out of this world because I could not put it down. And then I had to move on to the second book. This is young adult, but it is horror. So I would say it's an upper YA book. Think Hellraisers mixed with young adult, humor, snark. It is an amazing read, an amazing author. I will be doing a review for this. I will actually be doing a review for the series once I'm caught up. Unicorn Tracks by Julia Ember. This is an Owns Voices that features a female-female romance. It is a young adult book. I didn't know it was an Own Voices book. I mean, the cover was just gorgeous, and knowing that this was set in a different universe where mythical creatures existed, I just wanted to read it. Excellent story. Really enjoyed this writer. Really going to read more about her, and I'll be doing a review for this, so look for that. It had been forever since I read any kind of graphic novel, so I picked up Anya's Ghost by Vera Broscal. Falling down a well is bad enough, but Anya's normal life might actually be worse. She's embarrassed by her family, self-conscious about her body, and she's pretty much giving up on fitting in at school. A new friend, even a dead one, is just what she needs. But Anya's new BFF isn't kidding about the forever part. Creepy goodness, how could I pass this up? Beautiful artwork, and if Neil Gaiman says it's a masterpiece, believe me, I want to read it. Dean Koontz, Forever Odd, Book 2 in the Forever Odd series, or Odd Thomas series. Bleh. So I've been stalking this book for literally months. It is always checked out. Someone always has it on hold. So when I saw this, best believe I picked this up. I love the Odd Thomas series. I cannot wait to get to the end so I can talk to all my friends who've already read this book and compare notes. Forever Odd. We're all a little odd beneath the surface. He's the most unlikely hero you'll ever meet. An ordinary guy with a modest job you might never look at twice. But there's so much more to any of us than meets the eye, and that goes triple for Odd Thomas. For Odd always lives, always between two worlds in the small desert town of Pico Mundo, where the heroic and the harrowing are everyday events. Odd never asked to communicate with the dead. It's something that just happened. But as the unofficial goodwill ambassador between our worlds and theirs, he's got a duty to do the right thing. That's the way Odd, let's move to the second part, sees it. And that's why he's won hearts on both sides of the divide between life and death. A childhood friend of Odd's has disappeared. The worst is feared. But as Odd applies his unique talents to the task of finding the missing person, he discovers something worse than a dead body, encounters an enemy of exceptional cunning, and spirals into a vortex of terror. Once again, Odd will stand against our worst fears. Around him will gather new allies and old, some living and some not. For in the battle to come, there can be no innocent bystanders, and every sacrifice can tip the balance between despair and hope. Whether you're meeting Odd Thomas for the first time or he's already an old friend, you'll be led on an unforgettable journey through a world of terror, wonder, and delight, to a revelation that can change your life. And you have no better guide than Odd Thomas. If you have not read these books, I highly suggest picking one up. It is unlike any series that I have ever read. It's paranormal, and yet it's an adventure. It's an adult book, but I feel like almost anyone could read it and sort of relate. And Odd Thomas is like your best friend. like you're reading it and you relate to him and you love him. It is an amazing book. I'll be doing a review on this when I finish it, and the series when I finally finish that. I can't wait for that video. The next book I picked up was Kisses from Hell. It is another young adult book full of short stories. I picked this up. One, the cover is gorgeous. I love Allison Knoll. I also like Rochelle Mead, and I like Kelly Armstrong's adult books, but I never read her young adult, so this was a perfect time for me. I really enjoyed this book. I'll be doing a review on that. And the next one, Kresley Cole's Dark Sky. Here we go. As a boy, Thronos, Prince of Sky Hall, loved Lanthe, a mischievous sorcery girl who made him question everything about his Verkenner clan. I'm sorry if I murdered that. But when the two get caught in the middle of their family's war, tragedy struck, leaving Thronos and Lanthe bitter enemies. Though centuries have passed, nothing can cool his seething need for the beautiful enchantress who scarred his body and left an even deeper impression on his soul. Lanthe, a once formidable sorceress struggling to reclaim her gifts, searches for love and acceptance with all the wrong immortal suitors. Yet she's never forgotten Thronos, the magnificent silver-eyed boy who protected her until she was ripped from the shelter of his arms. One harrowing night changed everything between them. Now he's a notorious warlord with a bloody vendetta against Lanthe, hunting her relentlessly. Can the heat of desire burn brighter than vengeance? With their families locked in conflict and battles raging all around them, will Thronos and Lanthe succumb to the brutal chaos that threatens everything they cherish? Or will the fragile bond they formed so long ago spark a passion strong enough to withstand even their darkest doubts? This was a no-brainer. It's Kresley Cole. I love her. I love this series. She is so brilliant. The way she plots blows my mind. Everything just fits together, and it's such an epic tale. I love her characters. I love the mythology that she's using. It is just a different kind of paranormal series. If you've never read her, I highly suggest it. I've already read this one, and I'm really excited to do a review for it. Last but not least, my final book actually came from the online selection at the library, because I wanted to sort of show you all of the amazing features your library probably has that maybe you really just didn't think about. I got this book, which is Under Rose-Tainted Skies. Let's see if you can see this amazing cover. It is beautiful, just like the story inside. It is an Owns Voices book that focuses a little bit on romance, but a lot on personal development. I had never read anything like this. The main character suffers from anxiety and OCD, and this is her journey. It is literally placing you in the life of someone that is dealing with these things, how they think, how they feel, how she deals with it, her relationship with her mother, her relationship with other people, how they respond to her when they find out. I don't want to say what's wrong with her, but that's how she phrases it in the book. When they see her and they say, "You don't look sick." Because at this point she's homeschooled and she has an incredibly difficult time leaving the house. It is an amazing, 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 amazing story. I'm not done with it yet. I'm almost there, and I cannot wait to do a review on this. I'm looking forward to reading more books like this. It really opened my mind and it taught me a lot. It is a young adult book. This is my first time reading the author, Louise Gornall. I hope I'm not murdering her last name. And I am ready to see what else she has, because I love her voice. I love her narrative. So that would be the final book for my library haul, guys. I'm almost done with it. My stack of beautiful books I will be reading all day today to finish up the ones that I have not finished up because they're due in 2 days. And I want to try not to renew because I want to get a new batch. I hope you like this journey through library haul. I hope maybe some of these interested in you, that maybe there were some books on here you've never read, maybe some new authors that sparked your interest. Again, I will be doing reviews for a lot of these, so definitely check back. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for those who are still following me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.